he gets off his horse. He goes over there to the two soldiers, helps them pick up the log, they move it. And because of this rider, this guy, you know, this unbeknownst to just a friendly guy, they go ahead and get it moved. He gets back on his horse. He rides over to the corporal and says, look, man, the next time your men need help, call the commander-in-chief. And I'm like, okay, he rides off. So later on, the corporal and the soldiers find out that man on the horse was George Washington. He was the commander-in-chief. Again, what I said, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but it's thinking of yourself less. See, he wasn't too high and mighty, even though he was George Washington. He president of the United States, commander-in-chief. He said, you know what, just because I'm the commander-in-chief, I can go ahead and I can get down off my high horse and go ahead and help somebody to be better. And that's what humility really is. It's about lowering yourself, getting down in the dirt, in the muckety-muck with everybody else. You know, not being too high. Just because, look at it, just because I'm a pastor, don't mean I can't sweep the floors, don't mean I can't mop the floors, clean toilets, cut grass, whatever needs to be done, paint whatever we need to do. Because what? Because I'm not that high and mighty that I can't come down. Is that not what Jesus did? He came down for us, so if Jesus could come down, wrap himself in flesh, walk around here and do all of the things he did, and then die for us, who are we? Who are we? So that's humility. That's humility. So, as I said before, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. The Apostle Paul, he expresses his discipline in another way. He says this in Galatians 6, 2 through 3. He says, carry each other's burdens. In this way, you fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. A lot of people think they big time. They big ball of shot call. Can't tell them nothing. They got it going on. They got the money, they got the bling, they got all of that. But they're deceiving themselves because when you think you're something, you're really nothing. Because who really is everything? God. He's everything. He's the only one who, he's a big ball of shot caller. He's it. And we just what? We just serve. We just serve. Tonight, we're going to look at our text, one of the greatest passages to me in the New Testament. And it's in Philippians. It's Philippians 2. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. And I love this passage. It says this. I'm reading from the New International Version. It says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also the interests of others. Your attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus. In the wake of our federal government shutting down, and hundreds and thousands and thousands of Americans being furloughed, thousands and thousands of Americans being laid off, thousands and thousands of Americans losing their jobs, and all of that being terminated. This is a fitting lesson tonight. It really is. I need to be teaching this to our Congress. I need to get with Ted Cruz and that Tea Party, and we need to really sit down and talk about some things, because we would not be in the mess that we're in right now if they would just stop thinking about themselves and put others before themselves. But you know what? Before we get and start boring, you know, our politicians, we ain't got it right in the church either. We ain't got it right in the church either. We don't do it. We got the usher board fighting with the choir director. We got the youth director fighting with the Sunday school superintendent. We got the deacons and the preachers. They just fighting and arguing. And everybody mad at the pastor. Everybody mad at the pastor. I don't know why, but everybody mad at the pastor. So we don't have it right inside the church either. And the number one reason that people can't get along in the church is because of lack of humility. Lack of humility. You know what? I've never seen two humble people not get along. I thought about it and said, I ain't never seen two humble people not get along. Have you? I mean, brother, you know, because, and the reason being because one of them, all he's thinking about, he's thinking about that other brother before himself. And that other humble brother think about that brother before itself. And so even though they might not see eye to eye, eventually they're going to come to some kind of mutual agreement. And they're going to at least agree to disagree.
Right.
I've never seen two humble people that just didn't get along. And what really, the deal with this is that unity is really born out of humility. That's where it's born at, because when you think of others and put others' interests before your own, and then they doing the same thing, then guess what? You're going to be able to come together and work things out. You're going to have some compromise. But when you just about yourself, me, myself, and I, it's never going to happen, because pride is in the way. And what we need to understand, that when Christians, when we display humility, it's then we're most like Christ. Mm-hmm. I'm being honest, when we display the discipline of humility, we're most like Christ. So tonight, that's what we're going to learn about. We're going to learn about 4 principles that's going to aid us in becoming a little more humble, so we can be and strengthen our walk with Christ.